I just came back from the grocery store, and let me tell you, it was one of the most entertaining grocery shopping I've ever had. Because a Karen was arrested and kicked out of the store for not wearing a mask and following the rules of the store. While the individual was being kicked out, they kept screaming, "This is against my constitutional right." Which then made me think about a time where lesbians and gays were allowed to get married around 2012. And a lot of bakers and privately owned business were against serving them for their wedding because they did not meet their Christian beliefs that a marriage is between a man and a woman, not a man and a man or a woman or a woman. A lot of these businesses met with a lot of backlash. You had people knock down on their doors calling them homophobics, saying they were against the constitutional rights of all these gays and lesbians. But you had a lot of Republicans and conservatives that supported these businesses because they felt they had every right to serve who they wanted to serve and not serve who they did not want to. And I actually agreed with that statement because I felt it's a privately owned business. I own it. I decide who can use my services and who can't. And no government or law can be passed to tell me what I should do with something that I own. But skipping to now, during the pandemic times, a lot of stores that are privately owned, regardless of the size, Costco, massive, Walmart, massive, and even little moms and pop shops have their own rules for the pandemic. They have rules that require you to wear a mask, require you to stay 6 feet between each other, social distancing, and they want you to follow those rules. But then you have these Republicans that come into these stores without a mask, don't social distance, set up chaos, and then when they're being asked to leave, start crying that this is against their constitutional rights. Doesn't this seem kind of like how the gays and lesbians were talking when they were not being served by the Christian bakers? And then these people were like, "Oh, that's a private business, so they have every right to not serve you." But they're now crying that a private business is kicking them out because they're not following the rules. I don't know about you, but I find that very hypocritical and very hilarious at the same time.